Okay, so some Bleach fans might not be happy after hearing this news. Just being honest with you, some Bleach fans might be disappointed, might be upset, might just be a little bit like, oh no, this is not good, what the heck? Because in case you didn't know, as of the recording of this video right now, I believe the first episode of the final core of Bleach's Thalsia Blood War is out. So we are actually on the way to the Bleach Thalsia Blood War finishing its run. The very first episode is here, and well, for starters, opposed to what some people thought, the amount of runtime and the amount of episodes that were released for the first episode, for the first release of the season, is not the same thing as what they did with the theatrical event. But yeah, we're gonna get into exactly what's going on because some people again are gonna be pretty disappointed. And then on the Black Clover side of things, we got a massive update for the sequel story regarding Black Clover, because in case you don't know, there's supposed to be a Black Clover follow-up story, a chapter that's basically supposed to take place after the events of the end of the manga, and we got the details surrounding what that story is going to be about. And yeah, some people might be disappointed about that thing too. I don't know, it just depends, but we're gonna get into that. We got an update in the world of My Hero Academia anime for the final anime special that we have on the way, and we got a little update in the world of Urana. So without further ado, let's jump into another exciting episode of Forever News. Let's do this thing, shall we? And before we continue, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell to get all notifications, and check the channel regularly because we upload new videos very frequently over in these parts. So yeah, if you want that content, you want that update in the world of anime and manga, hit them buttons, follow up, we got you covered. So first major story, Bleach fans. I'm gonna just be honest with you, there's probably some people that may not think that this is a bad thing, because you could look at this thing of what I'm about to talk about here in a second as a good thing, to be honest with you, regarding the finale of Bleach's Thalsia Blood War. Because in case you don't know, reported some time back regarding Bleach's Thalsia Blood War that word had circulated, rumor had circulated, or a leak that wasn't confirmed had came through regarding the final season of Bleach's Thalsia Blood War, and in particular the episode count for the final season of Bleach Thalsia Blood War. When Bleach Thalsia Blood War was very first confirmed and announced, they said that you was getting about like 52 episodes. That was one of the big things, right? Like years back, they said, yo, you're getting like 50-some episodes. You good. Don't worry about it. You're fine, I promise. Fast forward all the way till now, word starts circulating that this latest season is only going to be 10 episodes, and the fandom was freaking out. Everybody was going back and forth. Some people were saying, no, that's a lie. It's not going to only be 10 episodes. There's no way. Or some people were kind of alluding that maybe the first release was going to be like what they did with the theatrical event, of you're going to get 3 episodes all at once, and then the rest is going to make up to, you know, that 13 or 12 episode count. However, word that has been circulated, the higher ups and powers that be have confirmed that Bleach's Thalsia Blood War will indeed not be that 12 or 13 episode season run, and we'll get into exactly what was said here in a second. But I'm gonna just be honest with you, there's a couple of different ways to look at this. On one side of things, damn, you know what I mean? On one side of things, like, yo, those 2 to 3 extra weeks of Bleach does wonders for people, like fans of the series, fans of, you know, enjoying this thing. Having those few extra weeks is actually very much so something that is going to be disappointing not having, you know what I'm saying? Like people that were expecting it, maybe some people, they might have even planned their schedules around this whole scenario. There's some people that, you know, this stuff is really important to them, and they may like, yo, I had a trip to do here, I had something to do here, but we're gonna wait a little bit and whatnot. And with this announcement, now it kind of throws people off a little bit as far as that goes. But even more so, again, it's like, yo, dog, how are they gonna handle this thing? Are they gonna be able to adapt everything properly with the content that's remaining, on top of all the anime original stuff, on top of the fact that it was confirmed that they're going to be bringing in stuff from the novels, in particular the wedding scenario? I won't get into that. That was supposed to be, you know, from the novels or whatnot. They're seemingly going to be adding that into this thing as well. So there's so much that is like, are they gonna be able to do it all in 10 episodes? Now, mind you, I do think that there's not as much manga content that remained to be adapted. Like, it's not like there's 100 chapters left, because they've done an incredible job at squeezing in all of the chapters that, because like there was what, over 200 something chapters for the Thalsia Blood War, and I think they've done a pretty good job at condensing that thing down. So there's only, I want to say from what I've seen, don't quote me on this, like 20 some odd chapters that are left for this thing to get fully adapted. So there's not much left to really cram into these things. So maybe it can be done. And on the flip side of things, honestly, if you really think about it, if they take what they were going to do with 13 episodes and take that time, take that talent, that manpower, and in general, invest those resources into, instead of 13 episodes, condensing it down to 10 episodes. That means that these episodes, especially the finale, can look movie quality. That means that they can make these things look like better than possible because they have more time to work on them. Because remember, last season of Bleach was a while ago. It's been a while since Bleach was here. So where we're at with it right now, 10 episodes in quite a few years or whatnot, that was more than enough time to make sure everything goes good. And yeah, I think that actually being able to utilize all of that manpower and all of those resources into a condensed amount of episodes, a condensed amount of runtime for that matter, actually could probably work better. So there's a couple of different ways to look at this, regardless of what this whole scenario has caused and stirred controversy within the fandom. Some people being, for it, some people being against it, some people saying this is BS, some people saying like, no, this is legit. Well, from what we reported, seems to be like the source was accurate. The source was accurate on the episode count. And let's read what was said, because we got confirmation from, again, I want to say it was the platforms themselves. Bleach Thousand Year Blood War final season is officially listed with 10 episodes on Hulu. And Hulu responded to somebody regarding this scenario and said, "Thank you again for your patience. We can both confirm and share that there will be 10 episodes of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War: The Calamity, aka the final season. Please let us know if we can be of any additional help, and enjoy the series." So yeah, there's no more debates about it. There's no more to be said about it. There's no more like, oh, but what if? 1000% Bleach's Thousand Year Blood War final season is 10 episodes. Will it deliver? Time will tell. Some people got to experience those first 3 episodes, which again, as of the recording of this video right now, the first episode should be out and the next 2 will come, which will basically be, so for the next 3 weeks, if you went to the movie theater, you probably already experienced what you're about to experience. If you didn't, then there you go. Which also, now that I think about it, if you went to the movies, you experienced what would be basically like a third of the season of the anime all at once. Like, now that I think about it, it's like, damn, going to the theatrical experience maybe wasn't the best idea, as far as if you really wanted to, space this thing out and really enjoy the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War to its utmost potential. Because yeah, if there's only 10 episodes, you saw 3 of them, that's, you know what I'm saying? But I'm extremely curious what you guys think about this. Like, now that we know 1000% that it is only 10 episodes, it's not the full-on what we thought it was going to be 13, do you think that this could still be done? Do you think that they can still deliver the best possible product for the biggest send-off possible, that is the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War anime? You think they can make it happen, right? Like, you think that they could just succeed in giving the best possible, season or whatnot? Like, as far as it stands right now, Bleach's Thousand Year Blood War hasn't disappointed at all, and we're, already into the final home thingy of this whole scenario. So if it already delivered in almost all aspects, yeah, it would have been nice to have 3 additional episodes. But if they're going to be able to do great pacing, great art and animation, and also at the same time they're going to be able to add in additional stuff from the source materials of the novels and stuff, and on top of the fact that we cannot exclude this major factor that is always beneficial to the product that is being created. Don't forget that Tite Kubo is involved in this thing, and he's been every step of the way making sure to perfectly craft this thing so that it doesn't come out, you know what I'm saying, to a way that people ain't gonna be satisfied. The same way that people believe in when Eiichiro Oda is involved in a One Piece product or project and it comes out great. Tite Kubo, him being involved in this thing, him working very tirelessly to make sure everything comes together properly. This should be good. I think we need to have a little bit more faith in Kubo and also Studio Pierrot, because we've come a long way from the days of, whether it be those old bounce arc type of episodes, you know what I'm saying, or the Shippuden fillers and all that stuff. Like, this is not the same Studio Pierrot. I mean, I believe this is actually, don't quote me on this, is it Pierrot Films that's doing this? Have faith in the studio, have faith in Kubo. I think they can get it done, and from everything we heard thus far for those first 3 episodes from people that went to the theatrical event, it was great, and I think this is going to be great too. Either way, yeah, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, the Calamity, the final season, the 4th core, 10 episodes confirmed, not 12 or 13. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. It'll be all right. I promise. Oh boy, Black Clover fans. Black Clover fans. Black Clover fans. Yeah. Well, this announcement, this is probably going to be, once again, similar to the previous story. Some people might be madly upset. Some people might be somewhat content or excited about this thing. Regardless of what, from what I've seen, people are dogging the dog crap out of what this is supposed to be because people had their expectations. In case you don't know what I'm referring to, the end of the Black Clover manga, while for the most part Black Clover had, in my opinion, one of the best endings possible for a shonen battle series. It had a better ending than quite a few of its contemporaries. Quite a few of its contemporaries did not have an ending that was satisfying, or just in general their ending was like, wow, what the heck did we just go through this adventure for? Like, what was this whole journey for? You know what I'm saying? Black Clover didn't really have that, although there was a couple of aspects that people were like, yo, you got to address this thing, dog. What do you mean? And based on what this sequel story is basically detailed to be, it doesn't seem like some of the stuff that fans have been desperately clamoring to get confirmed or get announced is actually going to happen. And I'm gonna just keep it all the way real. We gotta call a spade a spade. As a matter of fact, because I feel like people are like, well, what are you talking about exactly? Give us all the details before you go on. Let me tell you what's happening here. Black Clover Volume 38 leaks show Asta's Wizard King coronation. Leaked artwork for Volume 38 and its complete grimoire guidebook, out August 4th in Japan, reveals a 15-page epilogue centered on Asta's coronation, basically him being inducted into being, the Wizard King. The volume covers chapters 381 to 392 from the series that ended May 1st, 26, after over a decade and weekly Shonen Jump. Fans celebrate the payoff to Asta's journey with vibrant covers featuring him, Yuno Noel, and Black Bulls in a procession amid cherry blossoms, while some discuss unresolved shipping hopes from the finale. Because yeah, one of the biggest thing, probably the biggest thing that people wanted from the Black Clover, epilogue chapter, this 15-page update, that at first there was just so many different conflicting reports about it. Like, no, it's going to be a totally different thing. It's not going to be nothing to do with Black Clover. Tabata's just putting an original story. To no, it's actually going to be Black Clover related. There's just been so many back and forth reports on this thing of like what actually is happening. But the confirmed thing is it's going to be about this. And some people, many people, are very, very upset that one of the biggest plot threads that did not get resolved in the main series won't be resolved in this either, and that's the whole love rivalry between Mimosa and Noel for Asta's affection. And I feel like people are very much so valid in feeling any type of way about this scenario, but in particular, if you are upset about this, in agreement with you, 1000% agree with you being upset about this, because yes, it has been, what is it, like a decade plus, feeling like at the very least, of people waiting to see who is going to be with Asta. Will it be Noel? Will it be Mimosa? In fact, the final freaking chapter is them once again saying, no, I'm gonna get him. No, I'm gonna get him. Like, yo, dog. Basically, the culmination of one of the major subplots of the entirety of the story that kept many fans, because yes, there are many fans that love the shipping stuff, deal with it. I know people are like, but it's supposed to be about the battles. No, it's supposed to be about whatever the Yuki Tabata wants to write. Like, let's get that clear. It's not about what you say per se, because it's a battle shonen. Just like any adventure story, any movie story, there's always, the adventure aspect, the fights, the battles, the love interest, the romance. These are all ingredients to a story. It's not just about two muscly dudes punching each other. Can we clarify that about shonen battle and battle series as a whole? Battle series are not only muscly dudes punching each other and throwing projectiles. That's not what this is all about. There's also other elements, and people are very much so in the right and very much so valid to have criticisms that, yo, you teased this love romance, you teased, this whole thing of Asta's gonna pick one of them, or one of them is going to beat the other one out to get his affection, and then we're going into this coronation. Now, I will say, there's a possibility, this is opinion based, mind you, within the coronation, one of them could walk up to Asta and grab his hand and stand by his side at the coronation as his woman. The likelihood of it, the way these reports are coming out and the way things are looking right now, probably not. If I'm just being honest, probably not. There's some people that are very much so, again, just justified in being upset. But then there's also a flip side of things. There's also another way to look at it. Like, like, for example, this comment that I thought was very interesting and, again, valid on another side of things. They said, I find it crazy that some Black Clover fans are disgusted about having an epilogue on Asta's coronation and would have preferred an epilogue dedicated to a love rivalry. Asta's coronation, guys, the consecration of the entire manga. We're talking about the thing we've been waiting for 11 years. I'm so happy. Thank you, Tabata. We're gonna really savor these 15 pages. And I'm not gonna be mad at that either. At the end of the day, going back to, for example, Naruto, one of the criticisms people had is Naruto's whole goal from chapter 1 was to become Hokage. He becomes Hokage and the manga doesn't really focus in on it. You get one spin-off chapter that is like, I don't even know where the heck they released that thing. I read it, whatnot, but ultimately, even the way it was done, Naruto wasn't even around for his whole induction into the Hokage role or whatnot because of, you know, the joke of what happened with him and his daughter basically kind of putting him to Sleepsville. So there was massive criticisms on like, yo dog, why didn't we get more focus in on the induction into him being Hokage? We get like one little chapter and Naruto wasn't even around and it wasn't even, you know, serialized in the regular thing or whatnot, which, come to think about it, depending on the contents of this isn't far off from mirroring that, because this isn't necessarily technically serialized in the, you know, original run of things, and it is only technically one, you know, standalone chapter. So Tabata was inspired by all the greats. I've always said it, and this is one thing that no matter what, nobody could tell me any different. Black Clover is 1,000,000,000% a love letter to this medium. It always has been. It's always just like whenever there's a reference, whenever there's something of, you know, a sample or whatever the case may be that you get from a previous story or a concept that you've seen before, something like that. It's not, you know, with malice or disrespect. This story, Black Clover, is again kind of just love to like, oh my god, you know, Shonen Jump and Shonen Manga and Shonen Battle series has always been so great, has always been something so amazing. Here's my way of showing gratitude and thanks and love to these things that I just love so much. I truly believe that that's what Tabata has always felt when he does those things. So yeah, this is kind of mirroring the day Naruto became Hokage. Hopefully it's not on some Asta not being around to actually be Wizard King and suddenly what's homie's name, is it Seke? Like, imagine he's the one that, oh god, that would be so terrible. Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, just being honest, am I disappointed? A little bit. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I am a little bit disappointed that 15 pages, not gonna focus on any of that. It could, again, it's the coronation and whatnot, and it could be that, although now that I think about it, maybe it can't. Like, if the coronation takes place after the fact, like let's just say he's not officially Wizard King yet, then I guess it's possible. Regardless of what, it still feels like this should have been either, whether it be the wedding ceremony, something like that. There's just so many other options it could have been, but doesn't seem like it's giving you guys the wedding. Doesn't seem like it's gonna focus in on any extra lore. Doesn't seem like it's giving you the whole, well, it could give you the Asta's dad thing. That's also a possibility. Maybe Asta's dad could show up out of nowhere, put his hand on him and just say like, yo dog, good stuff son. Although it would be mad random of like, what? And that would have to be totally like, that's just too important to squeeze into 15 pages. So yeah, Asta becomes Wizard King in this chapter. We'll see how they play it, but shippers, let me know how you feel in general. Let me know how you feel finding out that the final piece of the Black Clover story is going to be about this, essentially the day Naruto became Hokage type. And your thoughts and expectations for this. It is disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. Moving forward, My Hero Academia fans, we got a small update for you guys for the final animation piece that we're supposed to get from My Hero. As you guys know already, we had My Hero Academia's anime wrap up. Was it the end of last year or the top of this year? And since then, they actually did, I want to say, was it in early May, they did that extra OVA episode where it was basically giving you that final chapter that was released. Like, yo, what is it with Shonen Jump milking the endings of these series and putting these extra chapters in other places other than where the magazine have serialized for a dozen years the actual chapters? Because they did the same thing with, you know, plenty of series at this point, like My Hero, Naruto, Black Clover. But, you know, My Hero, they had that chapter 431 that was actually published in the book, but it wasn't in Weekly Shonen Jump, and they turned that into an episode, and you got that, the More, I think it's called, although in my story it's Deku and Toga. Hey, get mad at me, I don't give a But yeah, so many fans thought like, oh, that's it, you know, it's over, the final animation piece of My Hero Academia. But there was still like 1 or 2 other chapters of content that still haven't been adapted into anime form, including the one about Eri, and it seems as though we got official confirmation about the sub, dub, release date, all of that above. My Hero Academia's final episode officially streams on Crunchyroll August 2nd. Episode title, I Am Hero 2. Availability will be sub and dub, and the synopsis for it: Eri walks through the gates of UA High School once again, this time as a student chasing her own dream of becoming a hero. The episode offers a quieter, more personal look at the next generation growing up in the world Deku and his classmates fought to protect. Being honest, as somebody that wants like, you know, some crazy epicness of like the future of them being adults, is this necessarily the most exciting thing? Probably not. Is it something extra in the world of My Hero Academia anime wise to get excited about? Yeah, I'll say that much. And I'm curious if this is going to lead to any more announcements, because this was actually announced with the more thing, I want to say, with the more episode. You got that, then it was like, oh, this is coming. After this, honestly, the next course of action, and if they were strategic about getting to that bag, because My Hero Academia got a bag, like, even if, let's just say, they want to give the My Hero Academia IP a little bit of a break for a while, there's still one more thing that most fans would agree they should do, and that's a movie taking place with them in their adulthood as heroes, pushing more of like, you know, all of the things that we really want to see from, hey, the whole adventure was seeing them grow up and become heroes. Let's see them at least one time be heroes. Obviously, we've seen them being heroes in the war, like, don't get it twisted with what I'm saying. But seeing them being pros, shall I say, officially licensed and all to be pros, would be fantastic. And I think that if they're going to do a big announcement at the end of this one, like they did with, again, I think at the end of the more when they announced this, then yeah, announce a movie at the end of this thing, or in general, just a movie should be the next step after this of like, yo dog, this is the end, the story is over, give us a little bit more, or give us something grandiose to remember things until they revive the IP. Because I have no doubt in my mind at some given point, whether it be the powers that be or Horikoshi himself, are going to bring this thing back. Like, there's just no way. My Hero Academia was basically the next generation big 3 type of series, or one of the big 3 type of series, you know, one of those with Jujutsu Kaisen and them or whatnot. So it's gonna come back at some given point, but a big film would be great. Either way, we got this for now, August 2nd. Look forward to it. Last but not least, we do got a small update in the world of Gachiakuta, which, now that I think about it, is Gachiakuta the most lit shonen battle series from Kodansha at this particular point? That thought just came to my mind right now. I think that is the most popular one that they have at this particular point, considering, like, you know, the Tokyo Revengers is gone and Attack on Titan been gone for a long time. Like, this is probably the most popular, so just a side note. But after all of the controversy that was surrounding the author of Gachiakuta, Urana, we finally got an update on her, because, you know, it is a little bit worrisome after she, you know, left social media abruptly, and then one of her peoples that work on the series also left as well. But we got a good update along with some good news for Gachiakuta as well, which it looks like Gachiakuta is going to be around for a while, just being honest, because Gachiakuta's author Kei Urana looked stunning at the 50th Kodansha Manga Award presentation ceremony, Series 1 Best Shonen Manga Award, with Season 2 of the anime by Studio Bones being officially announced. And yeah, it looks like Urana's doing well. It looks like she's in good health and good spirits. And again, when you get a whole bunch of drama, whether it be online or in the real, wherever it is, so to see Urana doing well after that, you know, whole catastrophe or whatnot, I'm very happy to see it. It's a good thing. I think we need to start, and if you missed the previous video that was uploaded, you should check it out. We need to start, you know, promoting more kindness. That's just where I'm at with it. Promote more kindness, dog. Like, yo, dog, whatever you feel about Urana, you feel about Urana, but some people, they really be going through it, so it's nice to see that she's happier or in better spirits, shall I say, at the very least at this event. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Tim. As always, people, have an awesome day. Remember the golden rule, anime and manga for life, and you just watched another episode of Forever News. Have an awesome day. Peace in, y'all. How did I say y'all like that? Yeehaw, mother. You don't watch Forever News. Wahoo!